Vault-Tec was founded in the early 21st century amidst growing international tensions and the fear of nuclear annihilation. It quickly became a prominent contractor for the United States government due to its technological innovations in civil defense. The corporation's primary product, the Vault-Tec Vaults, were marketed as the ultimate solution for nuclear survival, appealing both to the government's need for civil defense and the public's fear of nuclear apocalypse. Vault-Tec's relationship with the U.S. government deepened over time, leading to significant influence over national civil defense strategies. The government funded the construction of numerous vaults across the country, ostensibly as part of a plan to protect the populace from nuclear war. Vault-Tec, in return, secured lucrative contracts and a position of considerable power within the defense sector. Vault-Tec primarily focused on developing a line of nuclear war defense installations and the necessary construction technology. Known for their iconic vaults, the company also offered more affordable alternatives, such as the Series 1000 shelter, and provided their bunker building technology to other entities seeking dependable solutions for underground construction. In addition to construction solutions, Vault-Tec developed a range of other technologies essential for underground survival, including nuclear reactors, medical devices, virtual reality simulation suites, and the Vault-Tec-assisted targeting system to address any threats. As a strategic defense contractor, Vault-Tec meticulously crafted an all-American image, portraying itself as a guardian of American life. Their marketing efforts included a major exposition at the Museum of Technology, which showcased and explained the functionality of their shelters, and the Among the Stars attraction at Nuka World. This exhibit demonstrated their technology's potential for space colonization, serving dual purposes as both a promotional tool as well as a covert testing ground for Project Consumer Guidance. This project tested behavioral manipulation through electromagnetic radiation, subliminal messaging, airborne toxins, and theta band radiation, achieving some success in altering behaviors. The origins of the Vault network trace back to the early 2050s, spurred by the Euro-Middle Eastern War, the outbreak of the New Plague, and the dissolution of the United Nations, which together triggered a national crisis. In response, the U.S. government launched Project Safehouse in 2054, a substantial defense initiative aimed at constructing shelters to safeguard the population from nuclear war or biological threats. Innovations in construction technology enabled the rapid development of these massive bunkers. Despite the urgency, the financially strained government funded the project through junk bonds. Ultimately, only 122 vaults were commissioned, which would shelter less than 0.1% of the nation's population in the event of a catastrophe. The costs involved in constructing each vault were enormous. Project Safehouse, deemed vital for national security, was shrouded in secrecy and protected by the new amended Espionage Act. This cloak of classification fostered a breeding ground for embezzlement, corruption, and inefficiencies, thus significantly inflating the project's budget. Vault-Tec Corporation, following a successful demonstration of a vault near its Los Angeles headquarters, secured the contract to build the shelters. Construction advanced swiftly, with most vaults completed by 2063. However, some, like Vault 13 and those around Washington, D.C., faced delays due to work stoppages. Regular drills in these shelters, initially intended to prepare the population, gradually led to complacency, as the repeated false alarms diminished participation over time. Despite pervasive mismanagement and corruption, Vault-Tec managed to develop groundbreaking technologies and construct effective shelters that genuinely protected their inhabitants when operational. The company also expanded its influence, advertising vaults in newly annexed Canada and moving its headquarters to Washington, D.C. Vault-Tec's visibility increased with a large exposition at the Museum of Technology and various promotional activities, enhancing its public image despite the project's numerous underlying issues. However, Vault-Tec, under the influence and direction of a shadow government, later known as the Enclave, covertly repurposed the Project Safehouse vaults, initially intended as shelters to protect humanity from apocalyptic events. Contrary to their public portrayal as life-saving facilities, the vaults were secretly transformed into sites for a series of ethically questionable sociological and scientific experiments. These experiments, which included testing the effects of isolation, confinement, and manipulation of environmental conditions and social structures, were part of the Societal Preservation Program. This program was essentially a vast data collection initiative, not to restore Earth, but to gather crucial information for building a multi-generational starship aimed at colonizing new planets. The experiments and the overall agenda were ostensibly designed to help humanity survive post-apocalypse, but they were mainly driven by Vault-Tec's secretive agendas and the shadowy motives of the Enclave. Under this scheme, all vaults were instrumental in funneling data back to the Enclave. Of the 122 public vaults, only 17 were designed to function properly as control vaults. The remaining 105 were subjected to a range of experimental scenarios, some merely inconvenient, others deadly, to observe human responses and survival strategies. Various challenges were imposed. Some vaults lacked sufficient food synthesizers. Others housed only men or were programmed to open prematurely. Each unique scenario was crafted to yield critical data for designing the starship, including how to sustain humans in cryonic suspension for centuries, manage closed ecosystems for food production, water purification and air maintenance, and, in cases like Vault 8, explore the feasibility of using a vault as a base for surface recolonization. Vault-Tec's role extended beyond mere facilitation. The company also exploited the shelters to develop technologies that could fundamentally transform society. Vault 88, for example, was reserved as a testing ground for various prototype devices, with plans to deploy new technologies quarterly once fully operational. In a departure from other vaults, Vault-Tec initiated these tests prior to any disaster scenario, starting in early 2078. Ethical considerations were sidelined in favor of rapid innovation, focusing on turning useless activities into socially beneficial tools, mood manipulation, and even rudimentary forms of mind control. These covert activities were kept from the public eye, and yet Vault-Tec was heralded as the most promising company in the United States in January 2077, with its stock values skyrocketing amid the nuclear threat. Capitalizing on this fear, Vault-Tec began selling individual vault spaces, underscoring its exploitation of public anxiety for profit. On October 23, 2077, the Great War erupted, marking the onset of a nuclear apocalypse that devastated the world in just about 2 hours. As the war consumed the world, Vault-Tec's air raid sirens blared across the country as people hurried to get into the vaults. While some vaults, known as control vaults, successfully protected their occupants, providing a haven amidst the chaos, other vaults faced catastrophic outcomes due to their experimental designs and purposes. These experiments, which ranged from sociological to scientific, began their most critical phase under these extreme conditions, testing the limits of human resilience and adaptability in the face of a scorched post-apocalyptic world. Over the next few decades, many of these shelters failed due to the extreme conditions imposed by these experiments. However, some vaults survived and even thrived. In 2091, Vault 8 received the all-clear signal, and its inhabitants founded Vault City. The following year, the inhabitants of the Demonstration Vault in the ruins of Los Angeles emerged to establish Aditum in what became known as the Boneyard. Later, Vault 15 opened, and while many of its former residents formed raider tribes by the winter of 2097, such as the Khans, Vipers, and Jackals, others founded Shady Sands. These modest beginnings eventually led to the establishment of the powerful New California Republic. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about the world of Fallout. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and click on the recommended video on screen, or simply check out the channel. Also, feel free to recommend topics for new videos.